Hey everybody, I'm Delicia and thanks for tuning in to my weekly top 5 cigar picks. These of course are the cigars that I'm recommending for your week of smoking. Starting with number 5 is this beautiful stick that I have in my hand right now. This is part of the newer series from Monte Cristo. This is the Nicaragua series, so of course it's a Nicaraguan puro, featured, highlighted and debuted during IPCPR trade show. It has some really interesting characteristics. Right off the bat, you pick up a lot of spice and a real nice little underlying sweetness to it, kind of towards the chocolate family in the sweetness profile. And then you get the black pepper spice almost immediately. And pretty much throughout the stick, it's kind of a dance between those two. So very nice overall, balanced and a little bit richer for that profile, again, with the Monte Cristo line, so very nice. Moving right along to the Alec Bradley Magic Toast. This one is beautiful to look at. It's a really dark oscuro wrapper on it. And it's actually a newer, part of the newer lineup as well from Alec Bradley, also debuted during IPCPR. In fact, it was a very top secret type of a thing where there was no information put out about it until I think it was the first day of IPCPR trade show. So they built up that nice, anxiousness for this new stick to be talked about. So again, the Magic Toast, which apparently comes from an evening or a nighttime out in the tobacco fields where the guys were toasting and kind of came up with the idea behind the blending. It is a combination of Honduran and Nicaragua on the entire stick. So the Honduran wrapper, Nicaraguan and Honduran on the binder and filler. Again, full-bodied, kind of like the high end of medium. So medium, full-bodied. You get a nice combination of the slight sweetness on it and then that nice spiciness as well. So it's a good combination of both. Moving along this week, I decided, I know the last couple weeks I've been featuring all pretty fuller bodied sticks. I think I even made a point to mention that they weren't necessarily cigars for brand new smokers. So this week I thought I would include 2 of them that are especially for, the newer smoker or even somebody that's just in the mood for something lighter. So moving on to number 3, this one is definitely different than anything I usually put in the lineup. This is the new M by Macanudo, and it's a flavor, what do they call it? They call it a, flavor infused cigar. It is available in 3 different sizes and it has a good price point. So it has that $7.50 to $8.50 price point range depending on what size. And again, it's a flavor infused stick. So first time for Macanudo to enter into that realm of things. And interestingly enough, I'm not a huge infused fan. In fact, I don't hardly ever smoke infused cigars, but this one's aroma piqued my interest because it has a nice coffee profile. So the aroma it's like amazing. I mean, it has like a slightly sweet kind of I don't even know what you would want to call it. I mean, it's sweet, but it has the coffee bean, like a vanilla bean, something like it just gets your attention. But then when you smoke it, it's actually not super overpowering with that infused coffee flavor. So what they did is they've actually, they've done an Indonesian besuki wrapper, and then the binder is from the Philippines. And then you have the mostly Nicaraguan filler, and then they've added some other tobaccos, but they've done, their little infusion process with that coffee, but it's a subtle infusion. So you're not hit with like a ton of, nothing perfume-like, nothing that's, candy-like or anything like that. It still has a lot of the natural tobacco elements in the flavor, but you do pick up that sweetness and just that little hint of coffee. So definitely, if you're a black coffee drinker, this would be a nice pairing with it. If you're somebody that drinks your coffee really sweet or with a lot of sugar, or you're like a Starbucks person that gets the fancy stuff, this one probably isn't the way to go for the pairing. You want to stick to something, in my opinion, you want to stick to something that is just black coffee, or that's how I did it anyways, and it worked out well. So again, that was number 3. And then sticking true to that more beginner profile, more, lighter in the day, early morning maybe stick. Moving along to number 2, we have the McAuliffe Connecticut. Love this cigar. It has plenty of flavor. It's not super mild. In fact, it's definitely in a medium, but it's not something that's going to be overpowering for a new smoker. However, it still does have a lot of flavor to it, which is why I like it. And I'm not a huge Connecticut person, but I do like this one. Again, perfect for the morning stick. So this one has an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper, so you get that different type of flavoring with it. And then you have a Nicaraguan Habano binder, Nicaraguan and Dominican on the filler. This one you get the cedar, traditional cedar notes. You get a little bit of nutmeg. It's creamy, very nice again for your first morning smoke. Highly recommended for that particular time of day. But you could even do it in the afternoon. Again, if you're just somebody that's newer to smoking or somebody that maybe this is your third cigar of the day and you're not going super heavy, this is a great way to go. Again, the McAuliffe Connecticut. And then moving on to this shiny little fancy red guy here for number 1. This is the La Aurora Ruby. Such a beautiful cigar, especially when you get them in the tube. They do come now in the, is it a Corona size? A couple different sizes that are not in the tube, so a little bit more pocket friendly, I guess you could say, because this is a pricey stick. However, it's a great stick. It's part of the 1903 edition. This one is just a beautiful, beautiful little Perfecto. It's a 5x54 Perfecto. Or unless you find it outside of the tube, it does come in some different vitolas. But this one has the Brazilian Maduro wrapper, Dominican binder, and then the filler, you have a Brazilian, Peru, and Nicaraguan on the filler. Definitely medium plus. You get the leather notes, you get the dark chocolate, you get the espresso, the peppery, nice little woodsiness mixed in. You get a lot of different flavors. Just a great stick. So definitely one that you want to treat yourself if you can get the tube, you know, preferido, or again, it does come now in some different ones that are not in the preferido size. Still a good stick, but definitely recommend if you can get your hands on the little tubed ones. They're very special. Plus they're cool to keep. They just look nice. They look very fancy. It looks like a pen. So thank you so much for tuning in for my weekly top 5 and for hanging out with me for a little bit of your Sunday. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and be sure to check out next Sunday for my new weekly top 5. Also, update fresh off the press. You could pick up your 2019 Cigar Vixen calendar, jump on the website, all the information's on there, cigarvixen.com. And again, have a great weekend. Cheers.